Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is Mr.ali and I'm come from a company called Australian Scholarship Group, commonly known as ASG. So first of all, I'll just give you a brief background of the company, what it is, how does it work, and how does it benefit you. So ASG, it's being a not-for-profit organization. It's a member-based society, friendly society, registered in 1974 by a group of parents when the government at that time abolished free education. So the need arose how to fund for the higher education for the children. So this is how it came into being. It's regulated by Government of Australia, and we work under the umbrella of ASIC and APRA. If you have heard of ASIC and APRA, ASIC basically protects the consumer, and the role of APRA is that they takes financial checks into the company accounts, and they ensure that each and every cent goes back to the members. They do the audit every year, and the annual reports are shared by the members. Our head office is in Oakley, and we have two offices in Melbourne, one in Oakley, other than the head office, and in Werribee. I am based in Werribee office. Besides that, we are present in every state of Australia. So far, we have more than 513,000 families enrolled with us, and we have returned in excess of $2.6 billion as benefits to the families, and the current worth of the company is $1.56 billion. So this is the brief background of the company. Now what we do, we help parents to have a fund created for their child's education support. And considering the cost of education going up every year in Australia, parents are struggling how to counter the higher rising cost of education in high school as well as in university. In high school, the challenge becomes whether it's public school or the primary school, but the cost is involved there in different ways. So when we talk of cost of education does not limit itself to school tuition fee. It includes everything involving the education of your child, including uniforms, books and stationery, extracurricular activities, tuitions, excursions, and everything. So what happens in Australia? Cost of education increases almost double the rate of inflation. So currently the rate for inflation for Australia is 1.9%. So which means cost of education increasing 4% annually. So most of the parents are not aware of this factor. When I go and reach out to parents from different backgrounds, when I reach their home, they say education is free. I tell them, where is that school which gives you free education? Then we start talking about things. Then I ask them, have you paid anything in terms of tuition? They say, yes, we are paying, say, $200 a month to Kumon or a private tutor. Then I ask them, sorry. It's very big, ASG 36W scaps. Sorry. So this is what I'm talking about, state school, public schools. So when we talk about private schools, if some of you are sending your children to some private school, whether Islamic or other private school, you must be aware that costs are almost 3 times to 4 times what you are paying for a public school. Unfortunately, I don't have the laptop working, otherwise I would have shared with you the figures. But just to give you a rough idea, for a child born in 2017, he will start his primary after 6 years, which means around 2023. So a rough figure for his education in public school for 6 years from year 1 to year 6 would be around $27,000. Right, these figures are for Victoria. And that child, when he goes to high school from year 7 to year 12 in a public school, the parents would be needing around $36 to $38,000 for that entire 6 years. So as I said, all these figures, these include everything. We have included everything: laptop, iPad, excursions, tuitions, school fee, books and stationeries, uniforms. So now, considering these, this is where the ASG steps in, and we will help you to have a fund created for your child, so that when the child goes to high school or university, you have funds available to support their education. So what we do, we have 2-3 different kinds of savings plans, and you can pick up any one of them according to your needs and start contributing some amount of money to start off with, minimum $100 per month to start off for a period of 8 to 10 years. So when your child will go to high school, when you start high school, your funds will grow and you will have funds enough available to support the entire high school, for example. And if you want to plan something for the university education of your child, we have something for that as well. So normally, we have 3 structured savings plan and 1 flexible plan. The structured saving plans helps you to plan for a private education school of your child for high school. Then one plan gives you the liberty to plan something for the university tertiary education, and one plan, which is the basic one, the structured one I'm talking about, that will help you to cover the extra activities or laptops, basic necessities in high school for 6 years. In both the plans, you have to contribute for approximately 8 years, starting from $100 per month for the basic saving plan. You plan contribute till 8 years, but the child we enroll in this plan, the children up to 5 years of age, they are enrolled in this plan, 5 years and below. Then there's a savings plan for tertiary. In this plan, we enroll children up to 8 years of age, and you contribute $250 per month for a period of 10 years. So when your child go to university, which means he will be 17 or 18 years of age, you'll get payments back for 3 years, along with the benefits, your contribution, along with the benefits, along with the tax benefits, which I'll come later. So these are the plans. Now the fourth one is the flexible plan. The flexible plan has nothing to do with the age of the child. We basically call it a 10-year bond. Having said that, you can start off today and you keep on contributing for a period of 10 years, right? And minimum contribution to start off with is $100 per month. But this plan gives you the flexibility, the control is in your hand, whether you want more funds to be available for high school or whether you want to plan something for the university education of your child. So accordingly, you contribute in that plan. Maybe you can put in $100, $200, $300, whatever is your requirement, you can do so. Now, there are 3 or 4 scenarios built around this plan. The first scenario is that, let's say, assuming that since it's a 10-year bond, you keep on contributing for 10 years and you do not withdraw anything. So at the end of the 10th year, whatever the final amount is, including your money, your contribution, the earnings you get against your contribution for 10 years, and the tax benefit you get for 10 years. Entire amount will be into your account, and you can use that amount for any other purpose you want to other than the education of your child. So within 10 years, if you want to withdraw, you are allowed to withdraw money as well whenever you want to. If that money is withdrawn for the education related expense of your child, you don't have to pay any tax at all on that. But you are also allowed to withdraw money for your personal use. So if you withdraw your money for your personal use, some marginal tax would be deducted on that, since it's meant for any other purpose other than the education of your child. The third scenario in this plan is, let's say if you keep on contributing for a period of 3 years, 4 years, since it's meant for 10 years, then all of a sudden circumstances changes. You are unable to contribute for a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. That's fine with us. Your fund will continue. No penalties there. Your fund will continue. And the last scenario is that if you want to exit anytime, you can exit anytime. There is no lock-in contract in that, with all the benefits along with your contribution. So this is the flexible plan. Now coming to the tax benefit which I was talking about, since it's regulated by government, it's meant for education of your child, all your earnings are tax free. Like you earn $100 against your contribution, it will remain $100. No tax will be deducted on that. So this is the main edge we have, right? Or maybe I can explain it in another way. ASG, being a corporate company, we have to pay 30% tax to the government against the earnings we get on top of the investments we make. So what happens, we give 30% tax to the ATO, then reclaim it. Since it's meant for the education, we get that 30% back with us. And that 30% is added to your balance according to your balances. So the last point, the most important thing is that we do not pay any money to any school or college or university directly. We will give your money back to your account. You will get it here in Australia. Irrespective your child studies anywhere in the world. We are not concerned with that, whether your child studies in US, Europe, any state other than within Australia, you will get paid here. Or even while in the period of contribution, if you move back out of Australia from somewhere else, if you wish to continue your account, you can manage your account from outside as well, still contribute in that. So this is the basic purpose of ASG. And now if you want any questions, any clarifications, I'm here. That's all from my side.
That saving, are you insured for future changes, economical problems, recessions,
It's not fixed, it's profit and loss based, it's not guaranteed, it's based on how the market behaves. But in the 45 years history of ASG, we have never gone in loss. Even at a time, I was not here, I didn't join, I asked my senior, they told me when there was a recession in the country, even at that time they gave 2.5%. So what happens, we announce the bonuses on quarterly basis, but that bonus is added to your balance at the end of the year.
For the tertiary study, for the school, university, when it should start, if you want to do
as soon as possible, today, now. Because what happens, the older your children goes, you're already losing time. So what people generally enroll their child before 5 years of age. Because at that time, they don't have enough expenses, they keep on contributing, and actual expense, whether in public or private, starts from high school. My daughters my older one is in year 11, Glen Waverley Public. A younger one is in Glen Waverley Primary in year 4. So I'm here in Melbourne for about 3 years now, right? I was also under the impression that everything is free, but it really hit me when my daughter went to year 10 last year. I had to pay around $3,500 out of my pocket, other than the school fee. And what was included? Laptop, that is a mandatory thing. Plus I'm giving her a maths tuition, $200 per month. Plus obviously 2 uniform sets for summers, 2 uniform sets for winters, stationery, shoes, that is not accounted for. I don't know how much I've spent on that. So this fund will help you to at least cover out these expenses. It won't be out of your pocket. You will have some funds available, your fund will grow, and that's how it works.
For managing the budget, you need to make a previous estimation for it, and then you send it to the account, or you have to provide invoices before, and then send it to you to put the money in the account. Which way normally you are using?
For withdrawing money for your education,
I mean, put the money, put the scholarship in the budget that located for the student in the
On
in the
payment,
account.
if the say parents pay, there is a receipt with it, or child doesn't go. This is what.
I mean, because you've got two different ways, my understanding. Sometimes they are doing just a previous estimation for how much each student need every year, and then the money can just send it to the account that already located for the student. This is one way. The another way, the parents should spend the money for the devices and uniform and extra.
now what happens since you out of the, let's say you pick up the flexible plan, right? I want to go with this one, and when I'll sit with you, I'll show you the expense, what it will look like for your child when high school or university. Then I'll put in some extra effort in that. The calculator will tell me how much you need to contribute in order to achieve that figure. So you start contributing, let's say $500 a month. In the flexible plan I'm talking about. After 3 years, let's say your $500 becomes $10,000, including the benefits and everything, and you need some money to expend for expense of your child, for laptop or education. You can pull out that money from the account you have. You can request for a withdrawal online. That's what you're asking?
Yeah.
So you will have an online account as well, which will show your figures. So this is your balance. And if you want to withdraw, you can just go online, click the button, and within 3 days you'll get your money in your account.
Where does the benefit come from?
We invest in international shares, local shares, and properties. So that's why I'm using the word rate of return and earnings. Out of that, you get an earnings between 4 to 6% annually based on the history, but it's not guaranteed. But based on the history, it's between that. So the main benefit is that the earnings you get against the contribution, it's tax exempted. It's not taxed.
So you're making profit in the company.
Yes.
So how come it's not a profit organization?
It's a friendly society. Yeah. We are not making any profit. That's what I said in the intro. APRA is there, Australian Prudential Regulatory Authority. We work under their umbrella, and their role is to ensure that each and every cent that is earned, that goes back to into the member's account. We do not keep anything from your earnings.
You said it's a tax-free if I use the money for education, but if I need to get the money not for education, I need to pay tax for it. But the money I put this in your organization, I already paid tax for it.
No, I'm talking about the earnings. If you withdraw from your earnings, there are two components. For your own money, which is already taxed, that is coming out of your salary or whatever. Then you earn something from on that contribution, right? Let's say you put in $1,000 in 12 months, and you earn $100 on that. So $100 is your earning, 1,200. If you withdraw from 1,200, is already taxed. Whatever purpose, it won't be taxed again. But if you withdraw from your earnings, if there is that distinction, whether it's for education or for your personal use.
One more question, please. You said, for example, if my child reached to 18 years old, I get to university, shall he stop? Shall parents stop paying the money, or they continue paying?
No, you can continue if you want to. It's only for 10 years, and if you want to continue further, you can further continue till the time your child is 24 years of age.
How about the fees of university? This vary varies between, for example, if he study teaching, different when he study medicine, I mean, the fees is different. So how much you get a cover for this? Is it how much you get in your account, or there is a flexibility?
It's a flexible thing. Obviously, every discipline in university, science, medical science would have a different fee structure, engineering would have a different. So our calculator, when I'll come over to your place, I'll sit with you, I'll go through the calculations. That calculation will tell me not only the fee structure, but that will also help me in making you understand this amount you need to put in on per month basis in order to achieve that figure.
Thank you.
What about the students who already finished year 12 and they want to apply for the short courses after year 12?
We do have a plan for that as well. That is called a lifelong plan, and the terms and conditions are the same which I've already told you, the pathway education fund. So if you look at the brochure, a little big things, so it's both of them. Any questions, sisters? So now what we do, the normal process, I've just gone through the basics. Since it's a financial product, we sit face to face with the families whenever it is convenient for them. Either they come to our office or I'll come to their home at a convenient time. Then I'll go through everything again. I'll do some calculations as well to show you that, let's say if you put in $500 per month, what will be the expected return in 10 years? If you put in $100, what will be the return? And any other questions. So that's how it works. So that's why I'm asking for names and numbers. So if everybody has given that, or I'll contact them sometime next week and set up the time and come over.
Do you have any office in this area? Or?
We have Werribee and Oakley.
In this case, we need to contact you first.
Yes.
To come here and then
Yes.
make calculations.
Yes. Or maybe there is another way, if that suits you, if you is convenient, we can do online as well.
You go with website here.
No. I'll call you, right, and I'll be putting you over the phone, and whatever discussion is going on, that will be side by side. I'll be sending you through email. We'll soon be starting some web camera thing as well. And if you are ready for go ahead, I'll just take your details and sign off online, and you'll be with us.
For eligibility, is there any criteria put it already?
No,
To be right now?
no. Even if you don't have PR, if you have an overseas passport that works with us, that's fine. We just need the prime member's passport or driver license, two things, number, right, not the copy, and the child's name, beneficiary's name, date of birth, that's it.
Sam, if you have one child or two or three, there is an extra benefit for if you have four.
Benefit is that there is only one-time joining fee of $89 for the first child. And if you enroll another plan for their child or 2 or 3 children, the other ones are not charged, no joining fee for them.
The account will be under the parents' name or kids' name?
Parents would be the prime members, but the beneficiary would be the child.
What's the minimum contribution every month?
$100.
We'll turn it off.